Hey everyone, how you doing? It is Friday and we're back with a brand new Digital Hoarders episode. We hope you're having a wonderful weekend. It's almost Thanksgiving, and you know what? This podcast is very special this week because we're thankful for a lot of things, and we're extremely grateful and thankful that we have a special guest. Wagerman Alex is here with us. Join us. Hey Alex, how are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Wonderful.
Good. Yeah. Good to have you.
Happy Thanksgiving, right around the corner.
Ooh, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Happy Turkey Day.
Yeah, baby.
American fans.
That's right.
Yeah, I want some turkey now.
America.
Since our last episode, we've had so many things happen in the Digital Hoarders family. We've actually had new members join us in the form of small little babies.
What?
Yeah.
Alex?
Yeah.
Congrats, Alex. I had no idea.
It happened so fast.
They grow up so fast.
So I'm going to slide it on over to Brandon. Why don't you tell us what you've been up to and all the fun, exciting news?
And to those of you watching us on YouTube,
to those listening in the car, sorry.
Yeah,
There's a cute baby coming on screen right now.
Aww.
Just wanted everybody to say hello to Logan because you guys
Logan Murphy
were amazing.
Hi.
And there was so many people who shouted out and had such positive things to say about everything that went on with him. So thank you so much. He looks thrilled.
Yeah.
To everybody for the positive thoughts and prayers and wishes. My wife is here. She's doing great. As you can see, everybody's doing good. Definitely did not think we would be home already. But he's home. Doing good, all things considered. Obviously, we're not out of the woods just yet, but it feels really good to be home. And thank you to everybody who had such great things to say. All the thoughts and prayers. The secret GoFundMe that Alden and Sean Hunter on Twitter, he's UCTLOU. Put together a GoFundMe that I had absolutely no idea what was going on.
No, it was all Sean. I helped, but it was all him. So props to him.
Good call, Sean. I was blown away though. Like I had no idea. So many of our fans contributed. Alex did. Doc, Alden, Diego, Dan Rodriguez, Meredith, Chris Thompson and his girlfriend, Dre. I'm gonna miss somebody. I'm gonna feel like Richard Lico. So many people just that contributed that blew my mind. So there were people that contributed that I have no idea who they are.
It turns out that a lot of people love Brandon. So
just babies. That's not me. It's just cute children.
That's true.
It's just cute children. One thing we've said on Twitter is that it can get ugly on Twitter, and it can be these bullshit console wars. But it was nice to see that when somebody in this community was down, others picked me up. I saw people retweeting and commenting to me that I don't follow, that I don't know who they were. Some people where if you read their bio, it was just like, okay. I think I see why we maybe didn't cross paths before, but it didn't matter because they were there with well wishes, and that was amazing. So thank you, everybody.
well, congratulations on the
Thanks,
baby.
buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what's so great about the gaming community. I mean, when we put all the pettiness aside, we're actually one big family. And, if you actually just look at the gaming community in general, they're very, very charitable with so many, charities, streams and that stuff. And when anyone else is in pain or in need, we always bind together and come and help. So I just want to give a special shout out to everyone. That's awesome. We thank you from the whole Digital Hoarders family to you guys. Thank you for your support. It means a ton. I know to Brandon, to us, that's just amazing.
Absolutely.
And people want to also know, have Logan's claws come in yet?
They did. If you notice, he had like little mittens on. That's because we're getting tired of getting cut.
Yeah, I'm dying. I'm bleeding out. I came over, I held Logan, and he shanked me in the lung.
Which is why Alex is on the show, because we need a replacement because Alden will be dead.
Yeah, in about 20 minutes, I'm going to bleed out. And Alex, you got to take over the mantle.
You guys love killing people on this show, I swear.
We really do. That's right. One by one.
Yeah, I didn't realize we had a theme
We do.
We do, and it's murder.
It's murder.
Yikes.
Oh man.
Welcome to Murder Hoarders.
Oh.
So yeah, but he's Diego actually tweeted me a picture of Logan laying in his hospital bed, and then he actually put claws coming out of Logan's hands. So that's pretty great. I'll have to tweet that out so everybody else can see it. It's pretty great.
That's awesome. So what have you guys been up to besides the baby scene? Any games, any, fun activities? What y'all been up to?
You had the poll last, correct? It feels
No,
like
it's me. Oh,
that's
oh,
right.
him.
That's right. I thought it was we talked. It feels like it's been 7 months since we talked last.
Well, you're not sleeping.
This
so
is true.
That
I've
doesn't
slept
help.
for 7 hours in 5 days.
Yeah, so to you, it's either been 4 years or a day and a half.
I'm not entirely sure yet. It's one of those two. But what have you been up to, buddy?
Well, I don't know if you guys saw, but I'm a big Horizon Zero Dawn fan, and I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds. I played through the whole thing over the weekend, and it's really, really great. It's really fun. I was talking to the other guys earlier, but like the physics that they have in that game, like it's unreal the things that they can do that other games aren't doing, because it doesn't seem like they're not that big of a team. They're not a 300-man operation. But like just the snow effects and the water effects, and like when you walk in the snow and it leaves tracks that are your foot size, and then you walk back over it and the grass starts to show underneath. It's not important, and it doesn't matter if the game sucks. Like if you're doing these things and the game sucks, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody notices.
But it just adds to that experience where you really just kind of feel like, and you're wearing headphones playing, you feel like you're in that world. At one point I looked outside and I said to one of my kids, "Oh shit, it stopped snowing." And it was out of my mouth before I realized, I'm an idiot. It's not snowing here. It's 60 degrees here.
And then your fiance Tanya walked into the room and you're like, "You're not Aloy. Who the hell are you?"
What's going on? You do have red hair. All right, this works. So I've been playing that. I've also been playing. I'm a big PSVR fan, and I have kind of been neglecting my VR. And there are very big games that I want to get into right now. So obviously, I am getting into Fishing Master PSVR.
Seriously?
Oh yeah,
You're deep in there.
I've been playing it for the last couple nights. It's really fun. I've always loved fishing games.
That's true, and you like fishing. Like,
Yeah, to an extent. I've never been like a big fishing guy.
No Bassmaster?
I'm not I played Bassmaster. What was that? Was that SNES?
I played mine on
Yep.
the Dreamcast.
The Dreamcast with the controller.
Yep. The actual. Yep.
Oh, I never played. I always wanted that controller, and I never got it. I wish they need that now with the VR, because the VR, it's really cool. It's exhausting too. Like the way you have to play that game, and you constantly have to like flick your arm. My fiance Tanya walked in. No, because
there's a joke in this. I know. Come on,
100%.
for sure. But like as you're trying to catch the fish, you have to like wear it down, and you have to like
You beat the shit out of it.
yeah, and like it shoots these like power ups at them. It's not really very realistic.
That's not how you fish in real life.
But if it was realistic, it would take you 4 hours to catch something.
That's why. That's why like the realistic hunting games are just boring as shit. It's just you're sitting in a tree stand like
Yeah.
But see, at least he had experience coming from Horizon Zero Dawn. By the way, did you use Jergens or Olay? Just wondering.
Oh well. You gotta get the lube that's as least sticky as possible. And what is that? Silicone?
Silicone lube.
Okay, he knew. All right. So I just get my merch from Brandon, I guess.
That's creepy. Bottle's halfway done. I don't need that.
No, it's a really fun little VR game. I want to get into Skyrim VR, and I haven't, and I probably won't for a while. I don't know that I want to pay $60 again for Skyrim.
Ugh.
He says that now,
I do say
but
that
by
now.
December 1st, he's like, "Well, I played Skyrim VR last night."
Yeah, I really want to experience that world. When it came out, that was the first game where I really just lived in that different planet, you know. So I think it'd be really cool to just kind of put on the headset and drift away and
beat the shit out of some fish.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's me.
What have you been playing, Alex?
Yeah. Should have gone to our guest first.
No, you're good. You're good. After I just finished Mario Odyssey, which was really good. There's a lot of people out there that say that it's the best Mario, and I have to completely disagree. It's a great Mario, but I think I think Galaxy was much better, and I honestly I'm one of those that just bought the SNES Classic, and Super Mario World is just insane. So I'm gonna stick with that. But right now, I mean, I'm really knee deep into Wolfenstein 2, and honestly, even at the midpoint, which is what I'm at right now, it's my game of the year. There's nothing that even comes close to it. It's unbelievable. I'm playing on the X.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the X. It looks unbelievable. I haven't, I know it looks really good on the Pro as well, but the game is just so over the top. If you've played the last Wolfenstein or the old Blood, it goes 200-300% even crazier than that. So,
oh, shit.
yeah, there's one scene in the middle of it. Obviously, I'm not giving anything away, but that you just like, what the hell just happened? What is going on right now? And it's mind blowing, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful game. Really harsh though in terms of language and violence.
Okay.
But that's, I mean, that going in. Obviously, it's about killing Nazis, so I mean, it's not like you're going to be, raising piñatas or anything in it.
Death to the Nazis.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I was like Doc last week when the X came out. I literally booted up pretty much every enhanced game that I have, just to see the difference, and picked up a bunch of stuff off the Black Friday sale that just started, which I think we're going to talk about later. So, that's pretty much it. I also have to get into the DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn, but that might have to wait until after Thanksgiving. So.
Well, I wanna ask about Wolfenstein, and I haven't played this one yet, and I can't wait to play it. I loved the New Order, but when you say it's crazy or it's crazier, is it crazier in terms of like violence and story? What I liked about Wolfenstein so much was the story, and I felt like towards the end of the game, the story kind of fell off so that they could just do the crazy, blow a whole bunch of shit up kind of stuff. What's the story? How is the story in Wolfenstein 2?
So the story is, it's good. It's really good. I can't say anything bad about it. I'm not toward the end, so I don't know if it falls off toward the end. But I mean, it's really hard to say anything without giving anything away.
Okay.
I don't want to do that. I just want to say that in terms of craziness, I don't necessarily mean the violence or anything like that. The story itself goes to places that
I see.
I've never seen anything go in a video game. I mean, they really kind of take it. They take it really far. Obviously, the content of it, it does deal with a lot of racism, and it does deal with a lot of, really sensitive and horrific violence to everything, not just humans. So, and that'll give you a little bit about it. But there's a lot of things that happen in this game. But you kind of go in and games for me are escapes, and there's realistic and there's completely just batshit crazy, and this is way over on that end. Okay. So if you're not concerned about anything too violent and too out of the realm of the norm, then I think you're going to love it. It's an absolute amazing game. Graphics are insane.
I think the thing that's cool about Wolfenstein that works is it's not just senseless violence. Like, it has to be there for that story to make sense. You have to like kind of think in those terms. Like, the Nazis won World War II. What would that world be like? It'd be pretty crazy and pretty awful. So I think in that context, I don't think the violence in Wolfenstein is kind of a like, that going in. Like, this is the Nazis won the war. What's that like?
But you throw in all kinds of alien tech and all kinds of other things, and that's where you end up going. It's not just what if. It's what if, and they basically just craziness. It's absolute craziness. Your jaw will drop 100 times during that game.
Well, I'm playing through Zelda Breath of the Wild now because I want to be able to talk about our Game of the Year stuff in a few weeks at least.
I'm gonna have to have you on because he played Odyssey. At least I have. I don't have played. Haven't played Zelda. I haven't played Odyssey. Haven't played PUBG. If we're gonna go off of like the actual game awards,
you're gonna be like game of the year is
Horizon.
Yeah.
Fuck what else it was. That's what I was gonna pick anyway. But no. Fishing, whatever your fishing game is.
Fishing Master, man. Game of the year.
Is that Final Fantasy fishing coming out soon? I think that one's coming out.
That is coming out very soon, yeah.
And that looks really fun, too.
It's a weird game, but it's fun. It is fun. Mm-hmm. It's weird, but it is fun.
What have you been playing here with a newborn baby?
Baby birthing 2017 is what I've played.
VR simulator.
Yeah, it's a really disturbing VR game. To be honest with you, so like when I was driving back and forth while he was in the NICU, it was having to come back to home and get the other kids ready for school and keep them on some semblance of a normal schedule. I was playing before he was born through the Call of Duty World War II campaign, which I am floored by. It is absolutely fantastic. But with all of that going on, I wanted to come home and I just wanted to turn my brain off. I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to do... Like I've been playing a lot of Slay Away Camp. I didn't want puzzles. I didn't want any of that stuff. So I was playing Madden because it's my comfort food. It just, I know what I'm getting in Madden. I know that what I'm doing, and I can turn my brain off completely and play Madden. So I played a lot of Madden while my brain was kind of bouncing all over the walls. But before Logan decided to grace us with his presence, it was Call of Duty World War II campaign, and it's so good. It's such a good story. I had no idea that Josh Duhamel's in it and Jonathan Tucker, and I really like Jonathan Tucker a lot. I think he's a really good actor. So it was really cool to see him in that. If you guys are familiar with him, he does that show Kingdom. He did the movie The Ruins. He did the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was fantastic. That's such a good reboot of a horror franchise. He's a good actor. I think he's a talented actor, and he's really good in Call of Duty. But I was just playing the hell out of that. I don't remember what we've watched since then because everything's kind of a blur right now.
Yeah.
We needed something to laugh at last night, so we watched Basketball.
Yes.
I fucking love that movie. It's so good. My wife, Mary, has this thing where she likes to, I'll show her a trailer for something and she goes, babe, that was so stupid. I'm like, I know, but trust me. Just trust me. And she loved it. So now the next movie I'm trying to get her to just be excited about, because judging off just the trailer alone, she's like, nope, is Team America World Police. I'm just going on this Trey Parker kick right now. Yeah. She watched the trailer and she's like, I'm not watching that. I'm like, just trust me, please. It's hilarious.
Just don't show her Orgasmo.
We watched Orgasmo once before, so
how'd she feel about it?
I don't know. It was so long ago. It was when I worked for Blockbuster, and I would just check out so many movies and take her home. I know there's a joke there that you're going for, so fingers crossed. I could talk about Team America the next time because I haven't seen it in 13, 14 years, but the movie's so good. So fingers crossed. I'm talking about how much my wife loved Team America. And or hated it, but I still laughed. So one of those two.
Have you guys watched Logan yet?
My baby, yeah, I was looking at it.
Did you watch the movie since he's been home?
No, I don't need anything else bummer right now. I love Logan.
That's true,
but I do not need something else.
Yeah,
bummer in my life right now.
Fair enough.
Let's go with basketball. There's really not a whole lot of bummer going on in that. And now that I'm off, I'm not going back to work until like mid-February. Which is insane.
What a life.
And I know, right? I love my job. But we're gonna try to catch up on so much. Like I probably shouldn't even say this into a camera for others to hear. I have never, while I've always wanted to, watch any of the Lord of the Rings movies. Because I don't have 17 hours to sit down and watch one movie.
Well, now you do.
But now I do. So we're gonna fly through the Lord of the Rings extended and the Hobbit extended and try to, because when I'm done that, then I want to play. When
you're done with that, you're going to be back at work in February because that's
pretty much exactly. Yeah, it'll be April by that point. But then I want to play Shadow of Mordor because while I know they don't tie into each other, there is a loose. There's lore obviously to it, and I'm not the kind of person who likes to jump into anything without knowing everything about it beforehand. So that's the plan.
And then
None
you're
of that's
gonna,
gonna fucking
and then you're
happen,
gonna play the new one and get all the loot boxes.
Of course. No.
Okay.
No. So that's the plan. Every week I'll let you know if that happened. Probably not, let's be honest. But Doc, what have you been playing / watching / listening to?
All right. Well, let's get into it. I've been actually playing a lot of Ark. Definitely fallen in love with Ark again, especially on the world's most powerful console, the X, and it just
The
makes
what?
the game.
The iPhone X?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
plays
Well,
on the iPhone?
I got one of those too. No, it definitely just makes the game run a lot smoother. Everything's so much more vivid. It's just so much fun. I'm playing with my brother and my family, so it's a private family server. We're just enjoying, helping each other out. So it's kind of cool. Definitely been digging that. Played a little bit Assassin's Creed. That game I'm going to have to really dig into once school ends for the semester, because that game's going to require a lot of attention. But I actually have been enjoying this little game that the community selected for me called Until Dawn. So yeah, so I gave that a whirl. Not too long to beat. It took about 9 or 10 hours roughly to beat. Now, so, and I'm going to be honest here, I had no clue what to go through. It's as soon as I popped it in, I got a creepy feeling, kind of like a how I want to put it, a Silent Hill-esque feeling. It's just kind of like this cold, dreary, the mountain, basically.
Plus you're terrified of everything.
Yes, plus I'm terrified of everything like that. And so, I mean, I was playing it. The Worgions, I forget what. Okay, those characters, those were freaky as hell. But I think what was really cool about playing it is the choices, because one choice was a ripple effect, kind of like the butterfly effect and everything else. So it was really fun playing the choices and learning how to do it. Now, I did cheat in a way. I used a walkthrough.
Oh.
For just to find some clues, because I couldn't figure out. I got stuck in one area, so I used a clue from that.
Did you use it to get through the game, or to like find the totems and stuff like that?
The totems.
Okay.
So yeah, because no, I mean that was the only thing. I mean, I did all the other choices myself. I was like, okay, where the hell is this?
So I want to ask then, and this isn't a spoiler per se, and I want to try to answer it without spoiling anything specific. You can go through the game and it can end a million different ways. You can go you can go through the game and keep some people alive, and you could have everybody stay alive, you could have everybody die. Yeah. Because you used a walkthrough for parts, did you end up with everybody alive, or were there deaths along the way?
I had deaths. So I only had 2 people in
left.
The remaining, was it?
Holy shit!
2 people were remaining
again.
Yeah.
So should I say their names, or would that give it away?
I think that would give
I
much away.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll ask you later.
Yeah. So 2 people, I got a very bad ending. By the time I reached my place, I was kind of like, well, shit, this sucks. And then that's when I looked up. I was like, well, son of a biscuit. All right. Could have totally done this a whole different way. But yeah, so I'd have to play through it to get all that other stuff. But it was a fun, enjoyable experience. So I thank the people and listeners for actually voting that one. I also ended up playing some Disney, The Rush, and and then the Disney theme park one a little bit, and some Zoo Tycoon.
How were those?
Those were great. They definitely are for family. If you have little kids, going to be great. That's I'll put it at that. They're fun for family. Yeah, you'll have fun with little kids. The one being in Disney park, walking around, they literally recreate, it's the park right there, and you can walk around, and it's kind of cool for kids to see that, I think. But then the Rush Pixar event, game. It was actually pretty fun. A lot of mini games and that stuff. Getting into those worlds was cool. Zoo Tycoon, way bigger, a lot more animals, a couple expansions in it. So that was cool. I enjoyed that. But the last one that I was surprised about, it got so much flack. There was some controversy over the last week about it, but Super Lucky, Lucky's Tale. So yeah, so I had posted a picture that my wife actually was playing it, and people said I should have offered her a seat. But she wanted to go to the gym, and she was just standing up and playing. But no, we ended up playing that together for a couple hours. We kept on taking turns doing levels and that stuff. And when she would get stuck, I would use my other controller and help her, so with the co-pilot mode. So it was kind of fun, and my wife doesn't play video games, people, like, she does not. The last one I got her to do was World of Warcraft, and she literally sat on my mount the whole time while I did everything. So
hey there, hey there, dog.
it was one of my big woolly mammoths.
Watch your words.
It's a monster.
But yeah, so anyway, so it was fun, it was a good time that I didn't think would happen in a relationship, because my wife's not a gamer, and so this kind of part of my life is not shared with her in that sense. And so for us to actually spend time and kind of bond over a game was very valuable to me. And so now she's like, this weekend, she's like, can I play more? And I was like, yeah, sure.
Awesome. Yeah, that's something that when with my wife and I, she's not a huge gamer, but whenever she sits there, and there's no more beautiful woman in my eyes than my wife. But when she sits there and goes, do you want to play a game tonight? She just somehow becomes 10,000 times hotter because she doesn't want to do it a lot, but there's nights that she does. It's awesome. I love sitting down, and we don't play anything too major. I think the kind of the most difficult game we ever played together was Broforce, which is such a great game. Did you play Broforce?
Yes, mostly.
That game will pull your fucking hair out, but it's such a fun game. But I don't think there's anything cooler than if you have a significant other that's not a huge gamer, but you find that game that they do play. That's so cool. I think it's like with Tanya. Did she play games? Or?
She loves games. She's not a big gamer. A lot of times we'll play stuff together, but it's mostly me playing. But she's trying to learn Fortnite now. Like, she loves gaming. Awesome. She just doesn't usually like to take the time to do it, and she'd prefer to sit in bed and crochet things
literally
while I play Until Dawn, and she helps me make choices. So we try to find games like that, games like Until Dawn or What Remains of Edith Finch. We love together. Just games like Tales from the Borderlands, games where there's a lot of time in between action, so that you can a lot of story, I guess.
Yeah. Like the one that my wife and I go back to and play is Lego Harry Potter. The Lego games are perfect for that.
Yeah, she's not into it.
Yeah, the Lego games are perfect for that, though. Just that easy pick up and play. And if you're not a big gamer, it's kind of the perfect one to pick up. And but speaking of the games that Doc said earlier, the Disneyland and the Rush game, those are two that I do feel like my kids would eat up. I don't know about your kids. Your kids are a little bit older.
No, I don't think they would.
But my kids would eat that shit
up.
So I didn't want to
they like Disney Infinity a lot. But I literally know nothing about these games, but I've heard they're really good.
From Doc
and from a few people on Twitter.
And Alex.
Disneyland Adventures they'll love.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
What is it about?
Basically, it's a recreated Disney theme park. It's the Disney theme park recreated with the castle and everything.
7 hours.
Well, you can go on all the rides, that kind of stuff. You can go up to the things, ride Peter Pan. You can go meet the characters. The kids can go up to the characters and interact with them. Mickey Mouse, all that stuff.
That'd be so cool on PSVR.
In VR, I was literally just thinking.
Or a Vive or whatever. Just in VR would be amazing.
I have had talks behind the scenes to other people, but I've mentioned this. I said, with Windows mixed reality, how cool would this game be? Because we started out with Kinect, and I know when the game was on Kinect, it was kind of cool to walk up and hey, how you doing? And just walking around, physically interact. So putting it into the virtual reality spectrum, augmented reality area, and actually just immersing yourself into that that would take it to another level.
Yeah.
But I really, really wonder, you know, do we have to get the price point down to a certain point for families to kind of interact with it? You know,
Wasn't it 30? Isn't that what your game is?
the what?
Or is it what
I
is?
think he's talking about the mixed reality.
Yeah,
Oh,
the mixed
I'm
reality
sorry.
sets.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
The mixed reality sets, get those down in price because I mean, where is it? Oh, it's under here. I got the Samsung mixed reality headset this week, you know, for the augmented reality thing that just came out for Windows mixed reality. And I mean, it's great and all, but you know, it's another $400, you know. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we got PSVR at an entry point at that one, so we need to get these other headsets. I mean, mind you, you can get the other headsets, but they're not as good as quality, you know. So get the quality and the price at a point, and I think we'll be golden with those type of games. Because I mean, I bet we could utilize that in schools and that stuff, you know. So, but it's a good point that you bring up. Definitely would be a good marriage between those.
So what's the game part of it? I mean, like you're going around the theme park. What is it? Just you're checking out this cool stuff, or is there a game aspect to it?
Yeah, like I always thought it had like Roller Coaster Tycoon like elements, but I'm guessing that's sounding like that. It doesn't.
No.
I'm
It's
confused.
Like, no, it's like you're exploring, you're interacting with the park, you're going the rides and this stuff. So, you know, finding the different characters and all that. So it's cool.
Okay.
You know, they're just, you know, it's something that a kid would really enjoy. I mean, I like those kind of things just because I think they're fun. It's something creative, you know. It's not your normal everyday Gears of War shooter, big slashes. You know, this is something. If I have kids, you know, I'm like, hey, we can do this together. You know, that's what I think about it.
Daddy's never going to be able to afford to actually take you to Disneyland, but we can go to the living room.
Well, I got it from my godchildren, and they basically they had more fun. Each of the rides is its own little mini games. It's like collecting.
Okay.
And stuff. But they actually had more fun just going around and high-fiving all the characters, and you get their autographs, and they just love doing that. They just love walking around. It seems kind of pointless to us, and that's one of the things that I think is, you know, with the Super Lucky's Tale that came out last week, and the negative reviews that occurred during that, and you know, I think we've gotten to a point where all these video game reviewers who are our age, who have been around for such a long time, forget that games are also made for people other than us.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? It's funny. They go in thinking Mario's still made for us.
Mm-hmm.
Mario still has that, the nostalgia factor and the puzzle solving and the action and everything but there are games like Disneyland Adventures, the Rush game, Super Lucky's Tale, that aren't. They're made for people who we used to be, you know, 20, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's those types of games really need to be reviewed by people who understand that. And you know, it's sad because there's a lot of people that put a lot of work into these games, and if you talk to people who actually played through Super Lucky's Tale, they're actually loving it. And I know that happens. That happened with Knack too. I think the original Knack.
Yeah, Knack's a fun game. It's like you said. It's one of those things that's unfortunately, if you know somebody doesn't, if they and Lucky's Tale had the unfortunate thing of coming out
Mario
with Odyssey, so everybody's playing one of these, you know, greatest platformers of all time, and blah blah blah, and then here's Lucky's Tale, which if it came out maybe any other time, maybe it's not getting. I forget what. I know Ryan was the one that everybody shit all over, which was, if we're going to talk about that, let's be honest, guys. Just because somebody doesn't like a game, there's no need to attack somebody over that. It was absolutely ridiculous watching what people said to that guy. Hey, you didn't like your game. I'm sorry. You can still like it, and it doesn't really matter that he didn't like it. Just because he didn't like it doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. Like, but beyond that, like maybe Lucky's Tale came out any other month, and it's on smack up against Mario Odyssey, and maybe people see it in a different light. But it's which is, I think, with Horizon, benefited Horizon coming out a little bit before Zelda. While I haven't played Zelda, I'm not a huge Zelda fan, but if Horizon and Zelda came out on the same day, Horizon gets buried. Horizon
Yeah.
got buried enough as it is because of Zelda,
Mhm.
because it's Zelda. It's a brand new system and a brand new Zelda game at the exact same time, so that's huge. And Horizon still did fine. Nobody's crying over there at Gorilla, but I think that Lucky's Tale, if it didn't have to butt up right against Mario Odyssey, I feel like people aren't shitting on it quite as much, and it's unfortunate. But I can honestly say, from Doc saying it, I know Alex is a big fan of it. For the people that I know that have played Lucky's Tale, it's a lot more, hey, it's a fun game. Is it going to blow you away? No. But it's a fun platformer to just enjoy and have
It's also
fun
half the price of Mario too. So
Precisely.
it's
Yeah.
a budget game, you know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it fits. I can see what Microsoft tried to do. I mean, literally, we have killing, 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 racing, platformer, and then you have the kid games. If you actually look at what came out this holiday that has launched, Super Lucky's Tale and Mario, the Disney games, and Zoo Tycoon. Those are your kid games that came out for the holidays.
And the Lego Marvel game.
Lego
Yeah,
Marvel.
and-
Yep.
Yeah, those are your. That's the spectrum that they're trying to reach, and so I think it actually fits a good cog within the whole machine or the industry. So I'm totally okay with them doing this because we have enough shooters and killers. It gives us nice balance, because when you have a mother going there, oh, what should I get little Timmy? Oh, here, let's get him another Call of Duty to blow people up. Okay. Oh, here's another one, It's like, oh, he might like this. This is, I've got a 7-8-year-old. This, so it offers balance. So
Yeah, and you guys brought up good points. Like, I remember when I was a kid, we had a dozen super kid-friendly games that were like, I don't know, Mickey Mouse, and you learn this, and you do the Sesame Street ABCs. Those games would not work today, and that's it's a shame because every adult gamer, you're right, Alex, every adult gamer is like, well, this game sucks, let's give it a 3.
Yeah.
Don't buy that for my kids. My kid's not playing a 3.
Yeah.
But I feel like those kids were important to me growing up. And just because I grew up doesn't mean those games shouldn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
They serve a really great purpose in getting kids into these games. And now all of the kids' games are these dumb little mobile games where you don't learn anything playing it. You just tap the screen a bunch of times and you win.
Yeah, and what Doc said about, the landscape's full of shooters and racers and blah 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 blah. It's kind of weird because yes, I am a surprise. I'm a PlayStation. I prefer PlayStation. I don't know, occasionally, but but the one thing that Xbox gets shit on is Gears, Halo, Forza, Gears, Halo, Forza, Gears, Halo, Forza. Repeat, like they have nothing else. They've run out of ideas. But then they're like, fuck it, let's try this cutesy little platformer, and then everybody shits all over them for it. It's like, look, you got to pick one. Like they're going to have to roll the dice and gamble. Yeah. So do I think there's going to be another Super Lucky Tale? Probably not. I think that the general consensus is overall not good, unfortunately. But what I would like to see Microsoft do is try to stick with it, because the aforementioned Knack, the first Knack did not do good, but Sony said, screw it. There's a fun IP in here. Let's listen to what people didn't like about it. Let's take out those weird difficulty spikes. Let's make the co-op a lot easier. Let's, tweak this and tweak that. And the other one got 7s and 8s and stuff and in 6s and stuff. But if they looked at the first Knack and they just let it die, that would suck. There wouldn't be Knack 2, which is a really fun game. But for Microsoft to put out the X, and maybe that also has something to do with it, is the world's most powerful console. It's a monster. But and then they put out these games. Maybe that had something else to do with it, because they're like, all right, I want that exclusive. What do you got for me on the world's most powerful console? Oh, it's a Fox platformer. And I think that kind of hurt it as well. And that's not fair to the game at all. That's not indicative of the game's quality. But unfortunately, it came out at a time when everybody wants to see that gorgeous game. And then when that gorgeous game is Assassin's Creed Origins, and it's Wolfenstein 2, and it's all these other great games, it doesn't stick out as much because it's, quote, a multi-plat. So when Xbox was able to puff their chest out with their brand new system, that brand new exclusive that came with it, was a mediocre platform, and I think that hurt it as well. I think it just came out at a bad time.
Yeah,
Like,
but to be fair though, originally Crackdown 3 was supposed to come out on the 7th.
yes,
True,
100%.
You know, and I think, and that was a full priced product. This is a $30 product that I think really, if you heard Phil and everybody talk about the differential between the two systems, the S is what they think is going to sell a ton more. The S, that's originally what they thought.
Of course,
Yeah.
And so that, I think Lucky was going to be paired with the S. You know, budget price system, budget priced game, you know, new game. And I think originally that was the whole plan, was let's push the third party gaming, and then we'll have Forza and Crackdown amongst some of the games to really kind of end Gears 4 from last year is unbelievable, the enhancements on that. But I think that's where what they were thinking. And I don't know that, obviously it didn't work out that way because of the lackluster impressions of Crackdown 3. But, you know, I just think at that price point with the budget S, I think that's kind of where they were going. And I don't know. I mean, I that's how I look at it. I played the game for about 8 hours, Lucky's Tale, finished it.
Okay.
And I mean, for $30, that's a great, you know, for me, that's a great time.
100%,
100%. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna piggyback off of Alex. I mean, makes a great point. I mean, we've got the S system. You know, we're looking at a 175 price, you know, kind of cost, but with all the games that you're getting with it, you're getting like for $150. That's where Microsoft's targeting consumers this holiday. You know, getting these prices drive down. You're going to find these deals, and so you have this budget game that, you know, people are like, this is AAA. You know, we set our expectations all the way up into the clouds, into the stratosphere and heliosphere, and you know, oh my God,
Heliosphere.
Yeah, I'm going all the way out there.
He's way out there.
That's
man.
getting all
Damn.
meteorological.
Meteorological.
He's going Virgin Galactic.
Yes, exactly. The edge of space before we leave our galaxy. Anyway, what I'm saying is, you know, these people set their expectations and they're like, oh my God, let's burn down the ground. But it's kind of like, seriously, you use logic. We step back and like, we know who this game's for. We know the price point. And for what you get for a kid and a great Christmas, that thing's a great stocking stuffer or a present, you know? And I'm like, this blows my mind. I'm like, that's a great product for that. It fits that criteria. You know, just like Knack fit a certain criteria. You know, there's going to Crash fits a certain criteria. These games, you know, they're fitting these pieces, you know. Not everyone's going to be a $200 million budget AAA 4-year dev cycle, you know. That's, you know, that people just have set their expectations and kind of feel entitled, it seems, as of late with it. Yeah, I get it. It's a great piece of technology. Every game that's touched this new system looks amazing for me and runs better. But I mean, you got to have the hardware to go with it, you know, to get those benefits. Mainly, you know, you still get them on 1080p. But, you know, it's just like, I don't get it. I mean, there's so much out there. There's so much to play. I mean, heck, I launched my X and I still had 15 games I hadn't played that you know, have been enhanced. So it's like, oh, I got 15 new games, you know, for me to try out. And
yeah, and you still need to put $2,000 into Battlefront 2. So
well, you know, they reversed that decision today.
They did,
so
yeah.
that's, you know, I mean, that's what we're seeing with the industry is that they're listening. Xbox listened. They created the hardware. They now, right after the launch, they said, hey, we're listening. We're first party studios, games and all that. That's where their focus is, you know? And I mean, the fans responded. They bought the system. The sales are speaking that, you know? We'll probably never know numbers because they don't like numbers. You know, is what it is. But if they're making a profit, we're going to keep getting products. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. What I was saying was I'm not knocking Foxtail, Super Lucky's Tale at all.
Yeah.
What Alex and you said is pointing just exactly to what I said is it just came out at a bad time. It wasn't supposed to be X's launch lineup, but unfortunately it was. And that's what I'm kind of pointing at is that I think unfairly kind of signed it off right out of the gate because it's not fair. It's not fair at all. But unfortunately, that's the world that it is. It's like if the Pro had launched and the first Pro enhanced game was Knack, it wouldn't have been fair. And Knack 2 would have been shit all over. Again, not indicative of the game. I just think that Super Lucky still had two strikes going against it before anybody picked it up. Mario and the quote X exclusive launch, whether it was supposed to be or not, it just ended up being. It should have been Crackdown 3. Maybe it should have been Sea of Thieves or something. I don't know. It just ended up not being that way, and unfortunately, I think people wanted to shit on that game before they gave it a fair assessment. Unfortunately, so
yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
there's plenty of games.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Find one that you like and play it, you dummies.
Shut up
Black
about the
Friday,
other ones that you're not going to touch.
This Black Friday, I'm going to add probably a dozen more games to my backlog, which is ridiculous.
What are you looking at getting for Black Friday this year?
This year? Well, I just added, I went back and picked up a lot of the games that I didn't own that were enhanced for the X. So I picked up Agents of Mayhem on the sale. It's like $20. I'm going to go also pick up, depending on what the Switch sales are. I'd like to pick up. I never got Mario Kart for Switch. I want to play Fire Emblem and a bunch of other things. So I'm hoping that there'll be some nice sales there. But
the games I'm focusing in on for Black Friday, there's 3, and one is going to sound. Tell me which one doesn't fit with the other, okay? It's Evil Within 2, Wolfenstein 2.
Great game.
And the Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy combo pack. Here's why. My wife and I love those kind of games, and I didn't want to spend $40 for that. It's like $15 on Black Friday. So I saw it on that. I'm like, shit, yeah, I'm all over that. So one of those is not like the other.
It's $20 right now on Xbox on the digital sale.
I need my trophies. But so that those are the 3. So it'll be Wolfenstein, because Wolfenstein 2, Evil Within 2 are each $25. And then it's either 15 or 20. Now, that being said, I want to be smart, and with everything that just went on, I don't need to be spending money. And I have not beaten the Evil Within and all of its DLC, nor did I beat all of the Wolfenstein add-on stuff. So I should be smart and realize just get it when I get around to beating those games, because by that time it'll be $25-$30 again. So we'll see. But
we'll see.
The Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune I am snatching up, because we're going to be sitting here doing nothing for the next 12 weeks. So I'm going to kick my wife's ass in some Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, she's going to beat you.
Has Sony started their Black Friday sale?
There's a god awful sale going on right now. It's like a member exclusive Black Friday. Like it's for like 3 days.
It's not
chair
good.
Just went down.
Yeah, Brandon's chair just broke, and that's indicative of the PS4 sale.
It's pretty bad. It's like 12 games, and like it's like 10% off a Call of Duty.
But the real sale is supposed to start next week. So
and
this
that
is like
one
the
will
pre-sale.
The one that comes on Tuesday will 100% probably echo exactly what Xbox is
I think they said it's going to start Monday this time.
Okay. So. It'll probably echo Xbox's sale, because all those developers are putting all those games out there at that price anyway. Because if you can get Wolfenstein and Evil Within for $25 on Xbox right now, also on Black Friday, that's the price they are at Best Buy and GameStop and Walmart. So I guarantee it'll be PSN as well. So, but as of right now, the sale's shitty. So just wait until Monday and get on that. So.
Nice. Well, speaking of Black Friday, I know you guys, some of our viewers and listeners had asked us about TVs and our knowledge on that stuff. So, I mean, I'll segue into a little bit of TV talk.
We need a jingle. Doc's TV Corner.
So as many of you guys know, I do love technology, and I do have quite the collection of 4K televisions and 4K.
Which nobody says. Nobody says except you.
Yeah, well,
I've got 12 TVs. If I turn to the right, I use one of them.
Oh, you're dick. Anyway, no, just playing. Anyhow, so I did a little bit of research. I have gone through quite a few in my day. I have had the Vizio. I've had an LG. I've had a Sony. I have the Samsung KS8000. I have the LG OLED E7P series, and I have a Sony 4K projector. Mind you, I did go to Best Buy and I've looked around for the best deals for this holiday. Now, for many of our listeners and consumers, it's always about what is the best TV that I can get at the bargain price. It's like I want the best features that my systems are going to take advantage of, but also last for the future, because when you buy a TV, you're looking at 5 to 10 years normally for this television. So number one that comes right off, I know Best Buy has a good deal on it, and it's the TC series. So it's the TCL series, but make sure you get the 55 inches, what they only sell. The 55P605 series is what you're going to look at. It's $599. Okay, now this has great HDR. It's got great brightness, and it comes with all the little Dolby Visions it has support for, plus it just has regular HDR. So it will check box the little marks on your stuff, so you can play the Pro on it, and you can play the Xbox One X, and you can play the S system on it, and gives you HDR on it. So it'll really good price point if you're looking at $600. That's the TV I would recommend. The Best Buy does have a great return policy and that stuff on those televisions. Now, if you're looking substandard, up a little bit more for your budget, up to say $1,000, between there and $1,000, I definitely would recommend looking at a Samsung or a Sony within that series, because you're looking at the Sony 900 series or the Samsung above the 6300 series, because 6300 series don't have HDR. So you're going to want to look in the 7000s, or the believe it's a 6800 the last I looked. But you want to look at it because they try to say, oh, this is an ultra high def television, but it actually doesn't have HDR. So those Black Friday specials that you see for $279, $300, those do not have HDR. Those are clearance models from last year when the standard was not initiated. You buy any television that comes out this year, 2017, they're going to have some form of HDR in it because it's required by the industry. So that being said, you want to go top of the line. OLED right now is the top of the line televisions, but you're going to pay that premium price. It's gorgeous colors. It's, ultra thin. It's just really beautiful and very bright. Then the next, you have QLED from Samsung, and that's, about the same point as an OLED in price, unfortunately. But once you drop down to the 8000 series in Samsung's or LG's equivalent on the LED side, you're going to be looking around 600 to 900 in that range. But if you are totally against ultra premium products, this is my last recommendation, is the Sony 930 series. That TV is ultra just beautiful, and it's drop dead gorgeous for the price that you can get. I think it's roughly around $1,300, and it totally will blow you away. It has their proprietary engine. So that's pretty much my little corner piece on TVs. If you have questions, you can always reach me at Twitter, DM me. I'm willing to help you. I love televisions and technology. All right, guys, take it over. I've talked enough.
The TCL brand you named,
Yeah.
I'm familiar with them because we bought our 4K this past tax time, and we actually. So I wasn't trying to drop, $1,000 or $2,000 or anything like that. I got a 65-inch for $600, and it's Hisense. And I didn't knew a whole lot about them, but I have a buddy that works at Best Buy in the home theater department, and he said Hisense is actually an up and coming unknown brand. He said they've got the best HDR in gaming that nobody knows about, and their refresh rate is crazy. So they're another one that you can always kind of get in that $500 to $800 range, depending on the size of the TV. And I can personally vouch for that. That TV is fucking awesome. But it's a brand that some people look at and go, Hisense? No, I'm good. So Hisense is a very good brand, and they're a very good gaming TV. The HDR it's perfect on that TV. So that's another one. I'm sure they're popping up on Black Friday sales because
They are.
they're a brand that a lot of people don't know about
$4.99.
yet. Perfect. There you go.
Yeah.
So
55 inches, $4.99, 50 inches, $4.49. I'm looking at I just popped it in my chart here that I have with it, and yeah, it hits all the clickers. It will work with
Perfect.
everything, all the new systems, and everything that you're saying by the professional reviewers it says it with the firmware. The HDR is one of the best out there. So okay.
So yeah, that's another brand to look at that people sleep on because it's not Sony or Samsung or LG. So don't sleep on them. So
and it looks like Best Buy is the only people selling them. They have exclusivity.
That I did not know. Okay.
Yeah, here in the United States, you can only get them at Best Buy. So Black Friday they will be on sale. So about $100 off.
Nice.
So yeah, so there you guys go. I mean, TVs are TVs. They help make the gaming look better. That's about it.
and that stigma of nobody has 4Ks and they're too expensive. That's dead. I think everybody in this right here, all four of us have 4K TVs.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, and they're a lot more prevalent now than they were. Like when we announced the Pro last year, PlayStation had to go out there and just take shot after shot of nobody has 4Ks. I'm not buying a $4,000 TV. Yeah, there are $7,000, $8,000 4K TVs right now. If you want the crazy, top, Sony 75, 80 inch. Yeah, it is $8,000. And I'm not even exaggerating. It's $8,000. So if you want that, sure. But as Doc just said, there's plenty of very, very, very reasonable 4K TVs out there. In my opinion, if I'm sinking the money into a TV to replace, if I can get a 65-inch 4K, like I said, it was either $500 or $600. That's a steal.
Yeah,
that is a steal because
100%.
Before that, I had a Zenith 50-inch plasma that lived forever. But
that must have weighed about 250 pounds?
195. But yeah. But it was but I loved it. And but that day came that I needed a new one. And if I can drop $500-$600, I'm gonna have this TV for the next 10-15 years. Yeah, I can go get a $200 LCD. But like I said, 4K is a lot more affordable now.
Well, yeah, it's getting to the point where you can go out and get a 4K TV for $200 too if you don't get a big one.
Yeah, and you might not have the HD, like Doc was saying, you might not have the HDR and stuff, but that's not something that means that much to you. Just the stigma around 4K, that people need to stop that. Like much more people I feel have 4Ks than don't at this point, and they're very, very, very affordable now. So.
Oh, 100%.
Well, you also
good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the affordability is off the charts with it. I mean, where we see these deals, I mean, the whole industry is transitioning to this 4K. I mean, as you can see, they're already phasing out, the 1080p TVs out of it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they're just moving that way. The technology's gotten cheaper and that stuff. So, I mean, I think by next year, because this is only the second year that we've had full scale production on these TVs. So I think next year we'll go ahead and see them even cheaper with more technology, because everything that was expensive this year, the new tech will be in the cheaper models next year.
Well, it's all about content that drives this adoption. And you have to remember that Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, they're all getting 4K content.
Yep.
Right now, as well as obviously Xbox and PlayStation. And the players themselves, I don't know why you would buy a standalone player with the Xbox and eventually the PlayStation.
Agreed.
I think the PS Pro is going to have a box next year with a UHD player in it, but that's besides the point. But I mean, it's I mean, there's so much content now coming out that it's just going to push everybody to it. It was just like what happened with, remember we used to have, when 1080p HD came out, everybody was like, there's nothing to watch on TV, and then you started getting ESPN HD and, especially with sports, you started getting that and everybody just started like going crazy for it. And, and now with the streaming services, I don't see any which way that anybody is buying a TV this year that's not a 4K one.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said with Netflix. Netflix was way ahead of the ball in that. Like they were future proofing their content. Every Netflix original is shot in 4K now,
and HDR now too.
Exactly. Yeah. So they were future proofing way ahead. Plus, if you're on Netflix, put like Breaking Bad is in 4K and stuff like that. Yep. On Netflix right now on our TV, I pulled it up and it says also HD 4K on it. So they've gone back and they've touched up some stuff that's on there. But every single Netflix original outside of the kids shows and some of the like I don't think BoJack's in 4K, but hell, Fuller House is in 4K for crying out loud. So like there is no shortage of content out there to watch right now. So
yeah,
the Punisher that came out today actually is ultra HD 4K.
Yep.
HDR and even has a setting for Atmos.
Oh damn!
Now on off Netflix. So that thing is I can imagine hearing those gunshots going on.
It sounds amazing. And
of course.
So I mean, I'm telling you, it's kind of off the chain. I love it. In the little home theater, just everything's like, holy crap, it's coming through my roof. So yeah, adds a whole element.
Can't wait for that show.
Neighbors love you, huh?
It's actually pretty good. I got a good distance between the way my house is situated. So who's got the list this week?
I do.
So you do. All right.
Yeah, so I've got a lot of time to play video games. I've got some time on my hand. So the 3 games. So if you guys aren't familiar, going to name off 3 games, and then I'm going to put up a poll when the show is over. You will vote on it. 24 hours later, the winner I will play. We actually will not have an episode next week because go spend time with your families for Thanksgiving. So I'll have 2 weeks to play said game. So that's even better. Yeah. So come back 2 weeks later, and then I will tell you what I thought of the game. So the 3 games that I have on my list.
Bless you.
I tried to turn my mic off and I missed.
No,
sorry.
Plus, it was loud as shit, so it didn't really matter. So,
no worse.
So the three games that I'm going to put on my list. The first one is a Telltale game. I saw the chat was talking about Telltale games, and it reminded me that I need to actually, as I start to say this out loud, I don't know if I can even play this. Is the Guardians Telltale done yet?
No.
Nope. So pretend I'm not saying this. So okay, screw it. We'll stick with Telltale. We'll put the Minecraft story mode because I'll have a lot of time to play with my kids. I'll put the Telltale Minecraft story mode season 1 as an option. The other game I want to put on there because I've beaten all of the other Resident Evils except for Resident Evil Revelations 2. I've beaten 1 and all the other ones, and I've been wanting to play that. I'm going to put that on there. And then the one that's going to be very popular with Doc and Alex and a lot of our new people in the chat is Rise, Son of Rome. It's something I've wanted to play, and I just never did. So I'm going to put Rise, Son of Rome, Minecraft Story Mode, and Resident Evil Revelations 2. In the event of a tie, I like to ask you guys what you would pick because last week it was a tie. It was between Until Dawn and not Disneyland. It was whatever Doc's other game.
Final Fantasy.
And I broke that. Me and Alden broke that tie. Alden, out of those 3, what are you picking?
I'm going to say Minecraft Story Mode.
Okay.
I know it's kind of childish. I loved that. And
That's what I've heard.
a lot
Patton
of people...
Oswalt.
Yeah, there's so many great
him.
voice actors in it. And I know I think it kind of it was the first game where people kind of hit that Telltale fatigue where they're like, I've played the same kind of style game over and over and over again. I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was fun. It's not super deep or anything, but you don't expect that from a Minecraft game.
Yeah.
It was fun and I enjoyed it. I think it'd be perfect right now while you're dealing with everything and just you want to relax and enjoy something. Minecraft Story Mode. It's a lighthearted, fun romp.
Ah, romp.
Nice.
Romp.
Alex, what are you picking?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually echo what Alden said. I think, especially being Thanksgiving, I think that's the perfect one to go to. Especially you're going to be with your family quite a bit, so I don't know that Rise would be the an apt game for that time frame. But yeah, Minecraft is great. I played through both seasons, and
Okay.
they're fun. Patton Oswalt's awesome too.
I love him. Doc, what are you putting your vote on?
It's going to be Rise.
What?
Only for the sheer fact is, it was probably so many good memories with it, and I had so many friends that actually worked on that game. So
Okay. All right. And again, as is always said on every one of these are all games I want to play regardless. So I mean, I got 2 weeks, so maybe I can knock out 2 of these games. But I'll put the poll up when this is over, and we can all vote on it. So I look forward to seeing what you guys say. Speaking of though, what Alden and Alex said before we wrap the show up here, the last thing we want to do. It might sound cheesy, it might sound cliche, but it is Thanksgiving next week. We won't be here for Thanksgiving, but talking about what people are thankful for. Again, our show focuses on positivity in this incredibly negative and gross world we live in. And it's so loud right now with what you guys did with, again, go with my son being in the hospital and the outpouring from you guys. So I am so incredibly thankful to everybody, all of our fans, all of, people who follow me on Twitter, people who don't follow me on Twitter that reached out, just the gaming community in general. I'm very thankful for you guys right now because a lot of times it's a toxic environment out there, especially in the gaming community for no reason whatsoever. But everybody put that petty shit behind them and was so cool. So I am so thankful for you guys. Thankful for my wife and my kids and the ability to be able to talk to you. And the fact that any of you guys give a shit what I'm talking about is so cool to me. So I'm thankful for anybody that wants to listen to me talk, or maybe they don't want to hear me talk. Maybe they just want to hear Alden or Doc, but sorry, I'm talking. But, but so thankful for my wife. She's amazing. And my kids and my job and and you guys, Alden and Doc and Alex and all these great people that I've become a lot closer to because of this show. I'm a lucky man to have all you guys in my life. So we just want to tell you that we're thankful for all of you guys, but especially you guys. So
thanks. Well, now that was very heartfelt. Like we said, we were going to say what we were thankful for, and I thought it was just going to be fun gaming stuff. And
I like video games too.
I was going to talk about how much I am thankful for good sound design in games and stuff. Now I got to feel like I got to find something really, like, I'm thankful that, I don't know, man.
Just be thankful for my speech and then just
I'm thankful for you guys.
How'd you come up with that? Well done.
No, like I really enjoy good sound in games and music, and this sounds terrible now. It's ruined.
I'm sorry.
I'm thankful that people can come together and have a good time, and we can all enjoy these silly games and these silly sound designing games. And Arado's asking in the chat, did you play Hellblade? Sound design is sick. Yeah, I did. And that's one of the games that I'm thinking of, like Hellblade. And what really brought it to mind is the Frozen Wilds content. The sound in that is like I had my Sony Golds on playing it, and when the first time she's like walking through the snow and you hear it and it reminds you, like it takes you back to being a kid and running through the snow and hearing that just kind of crunch and fluffy sound of it spraying everywhere. Just the sound design in general is fantastic. You can almost hear the snow falling in the same way that it does in real life. And I was thinking of Nier Automata, which came out this year, which is quickly became one of my favorite games of all time. And I think it's underappreciated, at least, because if sound design is done well, you don't notice it. And it's just really cool to kind of immerse yourself in that environment. And like with Nier Automata, the music as well, it's probably my favorite soundtrack in a game ever. And just some of the moments where there's something really cool going on in the story, but then the music hits at the same time, and it's just like, holy shit, like all of a sudden you've got goosebumps and you're really into it. It's just, like I said, I don't think you notice it enough, but that's a good thing. Okay. You usually notice it when it's bad, and you're like, what is that dumb noise that it's making?
Yeah. That's not what that's supposed to sound like.
Yeah, so Doc, Alex, have you guys thought through something that's better than my dumb sound design?
You want to go, Doc, or you want me to go? I'll go. Okay. So, so yeah, no, I'm just thankful that I'm in a community that I've been in for, I'm 43 years old, so I've been gaming since the Odyssey 2. So, I'm just thankful that I've been able to connect and grow with people that have gone through the same kind of experiences that I have in terms of gaming, and that's it's real important. It's gotten me through some really tough times. It's made me really happy. It's and regardless of what you're playing on, just play, and that's really what it's all about. And I'm thankful for you guys for letting me actually rant and ramble on for a little while here today. And
You've been great, dude.
And yeah, I also, I didn't get a chance. I do want to say I want to thank all the people that are listening too. And I do want to give away something.
Yes.
I do want to give away a $25 Xbox card and a $25 PSN card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that right now in Wolfenstein 2, I have played a total of 5 hours and 47 minutes. I am completing the game tonight or tomorrow. By Monday, I want the listeners to DM me with the playtime that it would take me to complete it. And I will take a photograph of it at the end. And so DM me, which is at Alex Sharrock on Twitter. And the winner and your preference of Xbox or PSN. And the person that comes closest, doesn't have to be over or under, it doesn't matter. Person that comes closest to the final time that it takes for me to beat Wolfenstein 2 will win the $25 gift card.
I like that.
Okay, so there'll be 2 winners.
That's really cool.
It's awesome. So what am I thankful for?
Jeez.
Yeah, within reason. I'm thankful for a lot. As many of you guys know, I with my life and everything, I have a lot to be thankful for. I'm thankful for I have friends, first and foremost, that I can actually call friends. Second, I'm thankful that I have a wife who supports me in everything that I do, that actually allows me to go out and help people every single day. For my life, that's my fulfillment. That's what makes me happy, and that's what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that the Lord has blessed me enough to be on this earth, to go forward and actually help people every day. So that's what I'm thankful for.
And we thank you for doing that.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's just people have different callings in life, and this is my calling, and so I love it. And I'm just blessed, every single day to be able to help people with the power of gaming 90% of the time. I utilized gaming in some capacity to make someone else's life better. So on that note, any closing remarks, gentlemen?
No, I think
No,
Happy Thanksgiving.
We have happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. We have the YouTube, and I tweeted out to those of you who go to my Twitter and see the picture of Doc looking at TVs. But Brandon also paused the YouTube with me making the dumbest face in the world.
Like a fat kid.
So that's going up now. I do look like a fat kid who just saw cake. So check Twitter for these great gems.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with cake. It's okay.
Amen to that.
Well, yeah.
Or fat kids.
No, I just thank you, Alex, for coming on. It's been really fun. You just kind of jumped in and we're part of the show. It's been great. So thank you for hanging out with us and giving us another person to bounce our dumb thoughts off of.
Okay, anytime, guys.
Here comes somebody I'm thankful for. Hey, buddy.
Hi, Dels.
Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Talk in the mic. Say hello, everybody.
Hi.
Say happy Thanksgiving.
Hi.
Good job, buddy.
There you go.
Quiet.
Yep, you said it quiet. But awesome. I love you guys. So enjoy your Thanksgiving next week. Like I said, we will be off. We will be off next week. Delson just tore the house down. So you guys can enjoy time with your family, but we'll be back 2 weeks. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be back to Wednesday nights. So I look forward to talking to you guys again.
I love it so much.
Do you?
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks and congratulations, Brandon.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, everyone. This has been another great Digital Hoarders episode number 13. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.